back, everybody. I wanted to touch on some local headlines. There was a case in which a woman of Pakistani origin with French nationality was traveling with two of her children at night. My understanding is two men approached and they proceeded to rape her in front of the kids. Of course, all of our prayers for her are with that family. And so this is a subject I want to touch on because the Punjab Science Forensic Agency, which are the guys that did this investigation, and they also came in without directives and helped us with PK8303, and they helped us a lot. Got us our results within 6 hours. And I'm still waiting on my complete report from the Sin Forensic Laboratory based out of Karachi University, which were the ones that were supposed to do the DNA. And I don't know how much they got paid for that. I mean, that's a good question. How much was the Sin Forensic Lab paid, either by the government, maybe by PIA, by insurance, how much they were paid to do these DNA matches, which we know were bogus. Males were being switched with females. My own father was buried before I got to Pakistan. When the Lahore forensic team was sent to the scene of this, basically a car on the side of the highway that was broken into, they were brought there the next morning, and a lot of the evidence was missing from the scene. And so I find this very interesting. The reason being, I recall an incident. I had a press conference in Karachi on that day, not just a few months back. And on that same day, a few blocks away, there was a shooting at the Karachi Stock Exchange. You see these terrorists come in, you see them come in, guns hot, they get out of their car, they start shooting, they kill one or two of the guards, and then they try to enter. One of them gets killed immediately, and some military was brought in, and these guys were able to take out these terrorists. And so, and they performed phenomenally, and I believe they got all four of them within 6 minutes. And so when it comes to the money, that is the stock exchange. This is a financial heart of Karachi, and Karachi is the heart of Pakistan, right? You're talking about an important city, obviously, with this, looking at its population, looking at its significance in the economy, how much of the actual money of Pakistan flows through the city. So this is the most important city. This is the heart of Pakistan, and the heart of the economy is going to be the stock exchange building. And so they knew how to close that off. They knew how to get the DNA. They knew how to take care of business when it came to that. But when you look at incidents that involve humanity, such as a plane crash, people were allowed to enter the scene of the crash, and they were allowed to remain there and help. People took things from the scene of the crash. People contacted victims' families and said, hey, we have this person's ID card. This area was not cordoned off for a long time, and evidence was destroyed and evidence was removed. When you look at what happened with this rape case, the next day things were missing, things were destroyed and gone. The car wasn't treated as a crime scene. This demonstrates some serious flaws. In the nation of Pakistan, something like this happens and nobody answers for it. I mean, I've seen it myself. When you look at one hand, how they dealt with the incident, the shooting at the Karachi Stock Exchange, with how quickly they came in, how rapidly it was, and then quarantining off the area, making sure that the evidence was remained, it wasn't destroyed, and then letting the labs deal with their work. So when you look at how this was dealt with versus how PK8303 was dealt with and this rape case was dealt with. So now we're talking about, one is money and the other is the people of Pakistan. When you look at one, the SOPs are there. The military's in, guns blazing, they're able to take it, they're able to seal it, they're able to control, and they do what they need to do. But when it involves humanity, everything is lax. Regulations are easy, nothing's tight. SOPs, forget about it. Do whatever the guy who's in charge, whatever he says. And if he's not around, do whatever you want. I want to give a shout out to the Punjab Science Forensic Department, or Science Agency rather. You guys are awesome. It is headed by Dr. Muhammad Ashraf Tahir, And this guy was he worked for the FBI. He was a director in the DNA Advisory Board in the U.S. and he also heads the Innocence Project, which helps to use DNA forensics to exonerate innocent people that were wrongly accused of crimes. PSFA and Dr. Mohammed Ashraf Tahir, from me and the families of those that died on PK8303, I want to thank you. We want to thank you. If it wasn't for you guys, many of the victims' families of PK8303, we wouldn't know where our family would be buried. We might have never recovered our family members. Without you, we couldn't have got, that whatever that piece of closure that gave us. So thank you. And also a thank you to all the people that were involved in that process.